Ooh. So, who of you is doing an IoT project that is really, really going very bad at the moment? Show your hands. No, no one. Okay. Why not? All right. Then in that case, you're very special because that is not what happens in reality. IoT is extremely difficult thing to grasp. Sir, are you doing IoT, an IoT project? No, and you're right. You shouldn't, because it's so damn difficult to actually get it right. Very difficult. So what's the challenge? Let's talk about that first, and then we'll just easily slide into why this can be solved with a connected worker platform, such as for industry. But first of all, let's start with the challenge. And the first question, I'm going to do a quick round here. How many IoT projects fail? How many IoT projects fail? Let's do a quick round here. Sir, which is the percentage of IoT projects that fail?
Yes, 60%.
60%. That's a high number. It's
70%.
70%. Okay, that's also. Anyone wants to guess? What do you think?
Maybe 50.
Maybe 50%. Okay. The truth is, it is a whopping 75%. You are closest. Excellent. You get a free cup of coffee, and you can collect it over there at the bar. You already have one. You can have a second one, and a third one, just for you because you were closest. 75%. This was research done by Cisco, and this is like people are apparently they have a stack of money. And what they do with their IoT projects, they have a shredder right next to that stack of money, and then they're just shredding money because they're wasting all those IoT dollars. It's impossible. I was actually researching the subject even more, and what really amazed me, there was even a website called whydoiotprojectsfail.com. I mean, how great is that? I mean, it's so apparent that everyone is losing money big time, that there is really a website. Why IoT project? I was also downloading the stuff that I found. It was great material. Oh my God. It was like one big catastrophe in just a very short number of pages. It was great to read. So I highly recommend people, great statistics about why IoT projects fail. But we will solve this. Hold on, people. Take care. We'll get there. So, why, right? Why do all these projects fail? Well, then there's also some other, let's say, sort of believable research out there by McKinsey. And for the people that have very good eyes or super good glasses or whatever, you might be able to read this. But if not, I will read it for you. It is basically what is missing are just simple capabilities. A capability, an organizational ability to get something done. In 15% or 14% of the cases, it is that a capability is missing, that you cannot actually get the sensors installed, you didn't get edge computing right, you don't have your data lake set up, but those are the things that are missing. But that's only in 14%. So that's relatively okay. So people are apparently, they have that stuff nailed. Okay, you have data. Congratulations, you have data. Second step is, of course, to explore what can I do with the data. The third step is determining the context, analytical modeling, identifying use cases. And the more you start to want to get value out of your IoT, the bigger the gap. And the biggest gap in terms of capabilities that are missing is integrating your IoT solutions into existing workflows. Yes, that's great. For those of you that don't know, ServiceNow, that big logo with a huge stand, it is a workflow company. And what it does very well is workflow the hell out of a lot of things, including making your IoT data actionable. This is very relevant. And apparently, in 70% of the cases, this is not there. So what's happening? There is a guy sitting in a room watching at a dashboard, seeing all kinds of lights flickering, and like, oh, this is going wrong, and that is going wrong, and this guy is just looking at that data thinking, how can I resolve this? Can I automate it? No, man, you cannot automate it. You need to start a workflow. And that workflow needs to lead to someone, an operator on your work floor, on the shop floor, to go out and to make a fix. That is what workflows will do for you, and apparently it's a huge gap. So a little bit more about what, let's say, the different technologies are with the different capabilities, right? Just to read it out loud. So in the bottom, we do a little bit of sensoring, event-driven orchestration, production planning, machine learning, blah, 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 data lakes. But what you also see is that you need something to manage it. You need a connected worker platform. 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 Did I say it already? All right. So you need a connected worker platform, and that's what this section is all about. So what is a connected worker platform? For those of you that don't know, so Gartner says it is at the top of the hype cycle, connected factory worker technology. And what it basically does is it makes sure that IoT data is put into action, that people that work on the shop floor, that they have access to that data and put it to use, to solve stuff, to fix stuff, to make sure production lines run. And the business impact is enhanced operator experience. This is a very interesting concept. I was walking outside just a minute ago and I was looking at global labor shortage manufacturing. Well, if you read about that, there is a huge amount of people that apparently are needed in manufacturing, but no one wants to work there anymore. Why? Who wants to work in an environment where you have to work with pen and paper, and if you want to fix something, that you have to walk all the way to the end of the hall to grab a paper manual and to walk all the way back to your station and to open it up and to read about how to fix that. Sorry, this is not how we work these days. We are digital people, and specifically the young people, we are digital, we need digital tools. So make your operators happy, attract more people, be more productive. This is what connected factory worker is all about. And what kind of capabilities are we then talking about? We need a connected worker platform that does multiple things at the same time. So if you look at the market today, there's a lot of different solutions in place. We have a solution that stores your assets. We have an SAP solution. We have a solution for knowledge. We have a solution for your work planning, for your shift planning, for your this, for your reports, for your that. What you need is you need the abilities to combine things so that you can be more effective. So you need to be able to combine people and assets. You need to be able to combine actions and knowledge. You need to combine insights with action. You need to combine execution with control. The more you integrate, the more efficient it will work for your people. And what does that look like? ServiceNow, built on ServiceNow, there is a solution called For Industry that does all that. It basically brings all these workflows, those capabilities that are missing, and the reasons why IoT projects fail in 75% of cases. A capability is needed to make sure work flows. And that work can only be done effectively if that work is connected to knowledge. Because if you know what to do, but you don't know how to do it, it will take you a lot of time to get things done. And this is not good for your operator productivity, but it's definitely not good for the output of your factories. Because if something breaks down and you have to wait for 3 hours to get stuff going again, you're wasting a lot of time to produce something. It's a big waste. So it's the what and the how, and all connected to a strong database containing the assets that are the blueprints of your factories, and a good indication of the people that work there and the skills they have, to make sure you plan the work and assign it to the right people. So assets, people, core data, knowledge, and workflows. This is what a single platform for connected factory workers looks like, and all of this is running on the ServiceNow platform. So there was someone that approached us here at the booth and that said, yeah, but I'm investigating Polka, I'm investigating Tulip, I'm investigating SAP. And he said, why are you different? We are different because of this. This gives you ultimate scalability. So instead of just deploying your stuff in one factory, you can deploy these workflows globally. This platform can be used by, for example, at Heineken, by 15,000 users at the same time. That is how powerful this technology is. And on top of that, it's super flexible. Flexible to make sure the workflows are in line with your work processes, and also flexible enough to make sure there can be slight deviations one factory to the other. Because at Heineken, they're not only brewing Heineken, they have got tons of other stuff that they're making, all beer, or stuff that sometimes remotely tastes like beer. So that's what they're doing. So very flexible, very scalable, high performing, mobile, excellent integration capabilities. And with that, you can position it in your complete IT architecture in your plants. Yeah, so you can connect it to your IoT layers, to your IoT systems, to your MES systems, to your SAP systems, and therefore you will make it the heart of your solution. And talking about the heart of your solution, let's get to the next section. Putting people at the center. If you are thinking of doing an IoT project, or if you are thinking about digitizing manufacturing, put your people first. This is not a principle that I believe in. This is a principle that is supported by academic research, that if you start an initiative on the shop floor, you need to involve the people that are there. They are the basis. They know it all, basically. And this is not just proven by science. This is also put into practice by Toyota. Everything Toyota does is putting the operator in the middle, and only if the operator cannot figure it out themselves, then we start to think about automating IoT use cases and those kind of things. So putting your operator really at the center of what you're trying to do. And then again, it's about making IoT data actionable, right? So we have the connected worker platform, it's integrated in your factory. And so what we're talking about here is actually two things, the symbiosis of two things. We're talking about the symbiosis of connected assets with connected workers. Or on the other hand, we talk about how do we connect Industry 4.0 with human 1.0. That is what we're talking about. That is the thing that should work. And so we have all these layers of technology, 5 layers. In the end, we get to IoT data, giving indications about what's happening in the factory, feeding into your workflow systems, and being exposed to your operators that make use of that. But it's also the other way around. Those operators will find out, hey, but I need this information as well. I need another rule or business logic that I actually want to improve in my cyber-physical systems. I want a new rule that says, hey, but if the temperature is this high, I also want to receive a notification to make sure that I can prevent stuff from happening instead of waiting for stuff to break down and that the place is on fire, fire extinguishers, pain, misery, safety incidents, and that kind of stuff. So in the connected assets world, ServiceNow and for industry, we have strong alliances with Deloitte, with Schubert Phillips, with EY, and they are the guys that can deploy these systems like no other. And on the other hand side, we have our own solution for industry that makes sure that you don't have to invent all these workflows that happen on the shop floor yourself. It's a ready-made product, not with best practices, but I saw a great word at the SAP stand. We're talking about next practices now. I mean, it's not like the best, it's like the next. But I think that is like the superb marketing term about that is even better than best practice. But that's what we're going to do. And then ultimately, if we do it all well, and we have the connected assets, and we have the connected workers, we're going to make workflow. That's what we do. And making workflow means we're going to collect that data. We're going to trigger actions to make sure that stuff is solved. But we're also going to be looking at patterns. Hey, what happened? Can I make improvements? And based on that, defining improvement plans so that I can then start to recollect data and get through these cycles. And this is the ultimate plan, do, check, act cycle that will lead to continuous improvements on your shop floor. This is the ultimate goal of what you want to achieve if you want to implement IoT together with workflows. And the value, oh, wow, the value. Let's talk about my favorite brand, Heineken. Sorry, my favorite customer and brand, Heineken. They have a program called the Connected Brewery. And it's all about their process of becoming better, more sustainable, more productive. And their question was, can you help us to grow our business? Can you help us to grow our top line by driving efficiencies? Can we basically get more beer out there, please? Can we get some more beer? I'm actually getting thirsty in this presentation already. And it's not even 12 o'clock. And of course, we were able to do that. So we implemented an MVP, we deployed that IoT solution, we connected it with our workflows, and there were spectacular results. And there really were. Now we're looking at 5% efficiency gains, which after a project like this, if you deploy this in a factory, is spectacular. This is really about why IoT projects succeed. This is what you want. IoT data, workflows, and get these kind of results out of your projects. And there's more, obviously. Besides Heineken, there's JDE Peet's, there's Kraft Heinz, we have our friends at Danone, we have Philip Morris, we have Starbucks, we have, I don't know, all kinds of customers that are a testimony to that you really need workflows to make IoT workflow. And if you want to know more, we're here all day. So thank you.